Hello and good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. I hope you all keeping safe and well. We apologize that we had to postpone this launch event twice due to CMCO. For those who did the RSVP, please check your email to claim your mystery gift. Today is a significant day for us here at Yamaha Music Malaysia Sdn Bhd as we about to unveil the latest addition to the new RIVAGE PM Series that will amaze you. I'm Nurahana, your host for today, and together with us, our Yamaha Music Malaysia Pro Audio Product Specialist, Mr. Chong Kok Ken and Mr. Simon Koo. Before we proceed, it is my pleasure to welcome our Managing Director, Mr. Satohiro Kondo, to give a few words.
Hello, selamat pagi, and very good morning to all. Thank you, everyone, to joining today's Yamaha RIVAGE online event. My name is Satohiro Kondo, from Managing Director of Yamaha Music Malaysia. Today we are very excited to announce the launching the new RIVAGE PM Series, which is PM3 and PM5, to the customer in Malaysia. Yamaha Professional Audio offered a huge range of digital console series like TF Series, QL Series, CL Series, and RIVAGE PM Series. RIVAGE PM Series is the flagship lineup of the Yamaha digital console. PM7 and PM10 were already in the market and have been used at FOH, the tours, have been installed at many theaters, house of worship, and many kinds of venues worldwide. Now, Yamaha is editing PM3 and PM5. We are proud to introduce and launch it in Malaysian market today. I hope you will enjoy our today's online event and getting familiar with the great benefit of RIVAGE PM3 and PM5. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Mr. Satohiro Kondo. As of today, I am sure many of you already know about this RIVAGE PM3 and PM5. Now, here is the time for us to show you what this new RIVAGE PM3 and PM5 can offer. Let the show begin.
Thank you for joining our PM series launching webinar session. Now I would like to explain to you our RIVAGE PM concept. RIVAGE PM concept support our Yamaha MakeWave team. The expansion of MakeWave capture the moment when customer feel enthusiastic excitement. Yamaha want to be a company that inspire its customer passion and help them make a step forward to express their individually emotion and creativity. PM concept is easy to expand, change, adjust the system with rich component option. Let me share a little bit about Yamaha digital mixer history. Our Yamaha start making digital mixer since 1987. Maybe some of you haven't born yet. This is the chart of Yamaha digital mixer history. Let's look at it together along the line of the history. Yamaha started to develop a digital mixer in the early stage and released the first digital mixer, the PM7, in 1987. We believe that Yamaha is the one of the most experienced digital console manufacturer in the world. In 1987, hit songs are Michael Jackson Bad and U2's With or Without You. As you know, it's in the old time. Although it was the first digital mixer of Yamaha, it already featured an advanced synth memory that allowed to record mix setup and motor feather that move with each record. Yamaha has proposed not only just product but also workflow, also useful for user of digital mixer console. There are so many mixers which Yamaha has released so far. So today we're going to focus to mixer for production, recording, broadcast, and live sound reinforcement after the PM7 in 1987. In 1994, Pro Mix 01 was released. This is a programmable mixer with analog light operation. The Pro Mix 01 was rapidly adopted to use as a PA mixer for small events. After that, O2R. In 1995, the O2R was primarily designed as a recording console with an open architecture that allowed AES EBU signal. At that, Tascam and other digital formats to be implemented via plug-in I/O cards. The O2R was the first trigger of increasing of professional quality projects and personal studio. O2R was used as many famous studios those days. Other than that, in the 90s, Yamaha also produced O3D, O1V, DM2000, O2R96, and from DM2000, DM1000, O1V96, O1V96i was released in that area. By getting experience and feedback, Yamaha digital mixer has been improved even now. For example, Mini MY card, supporting 90K sampling rate, surrounding mixer and controlling DAW. Regarding the DM series, O2R96 and O1V96, Dr. K VCM effector was equipped with FOM version 2. O1V96i realized a multi-track recording with USB interface. In 2001, the PM5D was the first digital PM series live console with a separate control surface, DSP, engine, and I/O component. The PM1D has the 48 mix and 24 matrix output buses. Those days, the function was necessary to deal with many demands on high-end application. In addition, to get extremely high reliability, mirror mode and redundant cable connection were equipped. With new technology and unique idea, the PM1D offers sound quality, functionality, operation, and reliability in good balance. Many functions and ideas of the PM1D are still adopted to our newest digital console. The PM1D was a real pioneer of sound reinforcement large console category. After the PM1D, in 2004, Yamaha released a famous board, we call it PM5D. For demand for smaller application, PM5D realized not only outstanding PM sound, but also more compact. After the PM5D, Yamaha launched a digital console model M7CL. M7CL is the first digital mixer that comes with touchscreen feature. With the touchscreen, M7CL realized easier user interface than an analog mixer. M7CL was a mixer that designed for analog mixer were able to use without feeling difficulty. Furthermore, introduced the central logic concept for the first time too. As a result, that it eliminated a cursor key, down and enter key, changing the way of operation drastically with stage mix apps. And then we launched a model LS9. Digital package that was small and light enough for a single operator to transport and use anywhere. After that, M7CL upgrade into fully digital platform, which we call M7CL 48 Ether Sound. In 2012, CL was released, and in 2013, QL was released too. CL was the first console installing Dante in the world. While continuing the tradition of Yamaha digital mixer, the sound quality, operation, and function of the live console has been improved. By using Dante network, feedback, and the latest technology, CL was developed in order to realize the flexible system by combining DSP and I/O box, and QL was developed in order to realize a compact system. I believe that CL makes Dante popular in the professional audio industry in this world. In 2015, TF was released. Regardless of the level of experience of PA, TF provides all users with a controllable operating environment with intuitive user interface. TF stands for Touch Flow, optimized for touch panel. And finally, RIVAGE PM Series is released from 2015. After we understand the history of Yamaha digital console from 1987, today we look through our current console lineup. In 2007, we introduced M7CL, the first digital mixer with central logic, and also the first digital mixer with touchscreen. At the time, there is a PM1D, which is a flagship model, then the PM5D. In 2012, we launched the CL series, which is a replacement model for M7CL. CL series is the first console that comes with Dante. CL console is the pioneer product that using Dante protocol in the world. In 2015, we introduced PM10, and 2 years later, we introduced PM7. There is no replacement for PM5D at that time. And today, we are going to introduce our new RIVAGE PM series, PM3 and PM5. The new RIVAGE PM lineup, PM5. Incredibly slim, lightweight, and intuitive operation. In this model, we added a third screen, and also we reduced the distance to the screen for easier touch operation. And we also managed to reduce the weight for easy portability. And the weight is only 42 kilo. With the depth of the PM5 and PM3 chassis has been reduced, the operator have a better view to the stage area. And the next one is PM3. PM3 is only have one large screen display with Yamaha selected channel section. PM3 is the most compact reverse PM console but full feather complement, total 38 feathers. We reduce the weight and easy portability and using the same reverse software and also the console file. With these two models, we already fill the gap between CL and also PM7 and PM10. Let's take a look on our DSP. Now, we have two options of DSP, DSP RX, DSP RX EX. DSP RX carry up to 120 channel, 48 mixers and 24 matrices with 384 plugins. The next one, our most impressive DSP, RX EX, carry up to 288 channel, 72 mixers, 36 matrices, and 512 plugins. Our DSP RX is upgradable with this DEK DSP RX update kits. With this, you can have exactly the same spec with our RX EX DSP. The expansion of the RIVAGE PM ecosystem is to give more customer access to RIVAGE PM series, whether you are large scale or compact scale. Now, let me introduce some of the specifications of our PM5. PM5, with DSP RX, you can run up to 120 input, 48 mixers, and 24 matrices. With our RX EX, you can go up to 288 inputs, 72 mixers, and 36 matrices. We have three 15-inch touch panel, 38 feathers, same as other reverse console, 8 analog Omni in and out, and 4 AES EBU in and out, and 6x5 custom feather banks, and 20 with 4 banks user-defined key. The weight is only 42 kilo. The next one, PM3. With our DSP RX, it can carry up to 120 inputs, 48 mixers, and 24 matrices. With our RX EX, it can carry up to 288 inputs, 72 mixers, and 36 matrices. It comes with only one 15-inch touchscreen, 38 feather, and analog, 8 analog Omni in and out, 6x5 custom feather banks, and 12 4 banks user-defined keys. The weight is only 38 kilo. Let's talk about sound. In Yamaha, sound is a priority in designing our products. We believe natural sound is the best sound. Physical modeling technology, a general term of software emulation of natural acoustic phenomena and electronic circuitry for use in musical instrument and audio effect processor. Goal is to achieve a general reality of the sound, as well as its behavior by emulate the circuit and components. CALAB, led by Dr. Kunimoto, was established in 1987. First project is DX7 and its FM generator. Physical modeling effect were introduced in the version 2 upgrade to the DM2000, O2R96, DM1000, and O1Win96. Digital mixing console for music production was released in 2002 and 2003 and immediately gained industry-wide attention. It was the first time the term VCM for virtual circuitry modeling came into use, and KLab logo was unveiled, launching the KLab name into worldwide recognition. With VCM, we are able to recreate all the analog circuitry plugin into digital form. And this is the all plugin produced by Dr. K by using VCM. Processing quality has always been a major strength of Yamaha digital console. The RIVAGE PM series offers a comprehensive selection of plugins, including model of in-demand classic Eventide H3000 Ultra Harmonizer and the new SP 2016 Reverb, with the last selection of preset. Although the seal processing simulation created in cooperation with R&D is an important part of our RIVAGE PM system, it is by no means the only product of that fruitful relationship. In addition to the well-known and highly acclaimed Protocol 5033 EQ and 5043 compressor, RIVAGE PM series include the easy operation Rupert Neve designed Protocol 5045 primary source enhancer that effectively suppress background noise at microphone inputs and enhance the clarity while significantly increase the feedback margin, making it valuable tools for a live sound in house of worship, stadium, and conferences. Through in-depth cooperation with Dan Dugan sound design, we know Dan Dugan automatic microphone mixing with its advanced algorithm is built into the RIVAGE PM series digital mixing system. Setup is easy. Just insert the processor into up to 64 channels for automatically optimized microphone gain distribution. Gain control is smooth and natural. As though experienced human operators were doing the mix, the system also effectively reduced feedback and computer issues. For speech application, especially non-scripted situation, this allowed the operator to concentrate on the detail at the other channels. The RIVAGE PM series include a range of original Yamaha plugins that are extremely powerful too, including the Dance Noise Suppressor. The Dance plugin analyzes noise frequency characteristic and employ a learn function to automatically achieve the most effective noise suppressor without the need of any complex setup or programming by the user. Effectively noise suppressor can be a huge advantage for play and musical. Significantly enhancing audio quality, Dance can suppress air conditioner noise and noise produced by cooling fan in, on stage, moving lights. It can reduce monitor bleed on the stage, instrument mics, and suppress crowd noise during announcement and sport events. It is highly effective and widely applicable noise suppressor tools. And the next plugin, the Eventide name, is originally in the effect field. The acclaimed H3000 Ultra Harmonizer and the new SP 2016 Reverb plugin, added in version 4, are available throughout the RIVAGE PM series. In addition to a full range of parameters that can be edited to precisely tailor the effect of any needs, the SP 2016 features a large selection of presets that make it quick and easy to core up an ideal reverb sound. The RIVAGE PM series include over 50 plugins, and sample processing power allow up to 256 instances of complex plugins such as Protocol 5033 and Protocol 5043, and to be used simultaneously. Let's talk about ecosystem in our RIVAGE system with TwinLane and Dante. Here we have a sample of Dante system. A Dante system can accommodate up to 144 input with 96 kHz and 32 bits. We are a single HY144D card. Dante runs on Cat5e cable or Cat6 cable. It can run with star or daisy chain topology. And the next system using TwinLane. TwinLane system can accommodate up to 256 channels at 96 kHz, 32 bit via a single HY256 TwinLane card. TwinLane uses a multi-mode or single-mode fiber option with a daisy chain topology. With our DSP RCX, we can set up more complex system with our twin lane and also our Tante protocol. With Tante, we can use our CL and QL console together with our RIVAGE FOH and monitor console. Let's talk about the reliability and flexibility of our RIVAGE console. All RIVAGE system has 2 power supply and redundant network available on surface, DSP, and stage boxes, and Tante redundancy with primary and secondary port network. Mirror mode uses 2 DSP for redundancy. A flexible system design for demanding engineer. Here is an example of gain sharing with 2 consoles running as FOH and monitors setup. And here is the next example of dual console mode where 2 consoles can be used with 1 DSP. It is useful as a sidecar or in the install scenario where the venue does not permit a bigger surface on ground. Let's take a look at the operation. Selected channel section. For PM5, we designed the selected channel section with more compact layout compared to our PM10 and PM7, where you can see all the parameters in that section. For PM7, you can see the analog gain, digital gain, and high-pass filter, EQ, dynamics, and also mixed matrix sense in the section. But in the PM5 and PM3, we compact it into this design and layout. To show you more further explanation, I'll pass to Simon to explain to you.
Okay, we're going to talk about the selected channel on the RIVAGE series console. As you can see on the new PM5 and new PM3, the selected channel strip is basically over here compared to the PM7, which Ken has already showed you earlier, which is the whole side of the right-hand panel or the right-hand side of the panel of the desk. You have the whole set of the selected channel. So on screen here as well on the PM5, we can see the selected channel for channel number 1, for example. Now we just go on to channel number 1 and we just need to call out channel number 2. It's basically the selected channel selected for the function of the whole selected channel function. So the first one, normally what the sound engineer will do is to put their hands straight into the analog gain. So by selecting the analog encoder or the encoder over here, you can see it's actually littered. The box of the analog gain is actually indicated, so user will not be confused where the knobs they are actually turning or pressing. So the engineer can just turn the gain, or they can also hit this and go on to the encoder of the touch and turn. If the encoder is selected on the channel strip, basically it can also control the analog gain. We will come to the encoder assignment for the 12 channel banks individually. Later we will show you how to set up the encoder for it. It's basically the encoder assign key. So right now, the user can just put their hands and over the gain. So a lot of users will be asking, how do we set the phantom power, the high pass, everything? Basically, you can see the high pass filter, the low pass filter, everything is on the screen. The high pass filter on and off is also here. The EQ parameters 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, both my fingers is touching the Q and the gain. It's also indicated on the surface as well. Okay, so the pen button is, the pen knob is also here. And the most interesting, the function key. So before that, let's talk about the phantom power. So all you need to do is to press onto the surface. Another screen will pop out which shows you the gain, the silk, which is everything over here. You can see the plus 48 phantom power, your silk indication, the gain compensation, which is the gain sharing mode that you enable for multiple consoles to be sharing the stage box, the digital gain, and the polarity flip button. So over here, you can just turn on phantom power and so on. And once you finish, basically you can just press X to go back off. So the next one we're going to talk about is the encoder assignment. So when you hit the encoder assignment, basically you can actually see what does this channel strip encoders are supposed to be for. For example, I like to do the high pass filter. So basically the encoders now are controlling the high pass filters, as you can see. So the encoders down here doesn't have the indication on the box because over here you have already, the user has already assigned what do you want to use, which is basically the analog gain, high pass filter, the first dynamic, the second dynamic, and the balance. So basically you have them here as well, the balance, or you can do it here as well. So to make shortcuts, the users can actually change what they want to do it over here. So movement for controlling the desk on the surface will be much easier. Right, the next one we spoke about, which was the function key. So this is also another function key for user to do. For example, if the user would dedicated want to use this for the silk, a very good example, you do not have a silk over here. So all they need to do is to press and hold and select the silk key, so it will turn yellow. So right now for any selected key, this will be controlling the silk. So the user can just turn it on, blue or red. So there's another shortcut key for you to use to quicken your mixing for the show.
The next, touch EQ operation. Now, our screen is support multi-touch gesture. For demo, I will ask my friend Simon to show you.
Next, we're going to talk about EQ. So over here, when you just click on the EQ, the pop-up of the whole EQ interface basically pops out. As you can see, the encoders are assigned directly to the strips. So for some users, they will prefer to use the screen rather than the knobs or the channel encoders. So what they need to do is to press the enlarge button to have another pop-up of the screen to use the multi-touch on the PM5 and on the PM3. Basically, with one finger, you can move, you can pinch the band since it's a multi-screen. So on the PM10 and PM7, you do not have the multi-touch features, basically the multi-band operation where you click on the PM7 and the PM10 basically enables a feature like the multi-touch. So for example, like the 4 fingers function that you press on the screen is an all mode, so that you can basically, whatever that has been cut and boost basically will follow. Everything will be increase or decrease as you move on the 4 fingers screen. On the PM7 and PM10 again, the multi-band mode is pressed. It's actually a gesture of 4 fingers on the PM7 and the PM10. On the boost mode, whatever that has been boosted will only be changed as you move up and down. Whereas on the cut mode, only those that has been cut can be edited by moving up and down, while the rest will maintain as it is.
The next one is user-defined key and knob and custom fader. And again, my friend Simon will show you how to do it easily.
So right now, to use the selected encoder assignment, basically there are a few steps. By default, you can see it's already preset for you, but for a user who want to change it to a more parameters to suit them, all you need to do is to go setup, go to the user defined knobs. Over here, channel strip encoders. This is basically where you want to choose. For example, the first one, you will have the parameters for you to choose from. So you can choose anything from mix send, matrix sense, to surround mode if you're running surround for broadcast, silk texture, delay, compress, dynamic 1 and 2. Everything is here for you to assign. So by default, it has been assigned to analog gain. So for example, the high pass frequency, which already you have here, so you can select it to your digital gain. So right now, for example, I just pop it up, you will have your digital gain over here. So your encoders now are selected as digital gain. Right, the next one, we're going to talk about the dynamics 1 and 2, which is also available over the control surface of your selected channel. Basically, it controls dynamic 1 and dynamic 2. So for example, we will just pop them up. Over here, when you hold, the threshold is being shown. The attack is being shown, which is now at number 2. The release is being shown. Let's go to number 1, which is nearer for the user to see. So when I hold on the threshold, it will be shown. So it's actually quicker for user to basically mix and listen and just take a quick look onto the screen and they just tweak the threshold or the attack time instead of popping up the screen to do it. So it's all depend on user how fast they will like the console to be. So there are 2 ways of doing the dynamics, the EQ, the gain. So either you can do it on screen with the touch and turn, or you can do it over here on the surface knobs. So the next amazing feature we have on the PM5 and the PM3 is the Send User Defined Knobs Assign button, where you can assign this knob to a specific user preference usage. So when you hit over the assign key, basically I've assigned to mix 1, to mix 2, and so on, and metric mixes to the selected channel of the selected mix and matrix send that you can use. But on the 7, on the 5 and on the 3, which has got only 1 button to make it quicker. For example, I like to send to mix number 1. I just select to mix 1, select the channel, and I just send. As you can see, basically it's sent. So you can see it also on the send on channel faders. You can do it also over here. You can send to mix. Basically, you can see them over here on mix 1. Right now, you need to select. As you can see, it's basically controlling your mix send. So without using the send on fader button, basically users can just select. For example, now kick out to send to mix number 1, the next channel, and so on. So if you like to change to mix 2 and 3, just hit and call out any mix send that you have already programmed over the user-defined knobs over here. Now we're going to talk about the surface setting, where the console can be manned by a single user, 2 users, or even up to 3 users, dedicated screen, encoders, and also faders for each individually users. So to do that, it's basically pretty easy. All they need to do is to hit the setup button, go to the preferences. By default, this is your default. So it's basically linking the whole channel of the faders, the encoders, the select key, the Q keys, and everything together, where the user, a single user, can actually edit or move or mix anything they want on the single screen, which is either on the left, the center, or the right screen. So for example, if you want to have 2 users, basically you just need to break the select link, right? Or maybe you can just keep the shift key on. So right now you will have user number 1 using the left feeder banks, and another user is using the center and the right feeder banks. All right? To do 3 users, all you need to do is to remove the next one. And basically right now, bank left, center, and right will be dedicated. So you can have multiple select on the screens. Have the 3 different users bank now. You can see the center is selected at channel AG, which is channel number 16. And I can go to channel number 7 for the left screen, and I can do channel 16. So basically, you can assign up to 3 users working on the same desk at the same time. Right, we're going to talk about the stage mix capabilities and also the online editor. So as we all know that the RIVAGE series, and like most of our CL consoles or our other digital consoles, that we can use the stage mix with the console and also the editor with the stage mix and the console surface. So right now we're going to see to go online is pretty easy. So all you need to do is to go to setup. On the network, you just enable the console IP setting. If you are running via the DSP, you just enable the DSP engine IP setting. So basically, if there is a power failure on the surface, your iPad and your editor will still be running if it is running via the DSP engine. So to basically mix the show or the monitor mix on the iPad, all you need to do is to basically hit the send on fader. So I will show you that the send on fader over here on the screen. On channel number 1, I select the mix. On mix 1 or mix 2, so let's go to mix number 1. So on channel number 1 fader, so as you can see, it's moving. So basically, all you need to do is to mix over at the position of the blind spot, or on stage with the musicians, you can just use your stage mix to do it.
Thank you, Kokkan and Simon, for the presentation. To all of you who has been excited watching the launch with us, we love to stay longer, but we come to the end of the today event. We hope that you enjoyed today's session and have gained some valuable insight about the new RIVAGE PM3 and PM5. For those who are interested to have further session with us and would like to know more about this new RIVAGE, kindly contact us after this show. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and have a good day.